They didn't sneak onto my land. They didn't ask permission. They built 96 houses like they already owned it. I could have stopped construction the moment I found out. I didn't. I stayed quiet. I watched every foundation poured, every wall raised, every roof finished. And when the time was right, I walked into court with one document that erased all their confidence in seconds. That land wasn't just property to me. It was 47 acres of forest my grandfather bought in the early 70s, paid for in cash, and protected his entire life. No loans, no banks, no partners. When he passed away, the deed came to me clean, clear, and unquestioned. He always said land was something you borrowed from the past and protected for the future. I believed him. Life pulled me away for a while. A divorce, long work weeks, 2 kids starting college. I didn't visit the land for a few years, but I never abandoned it. Every year I paid the property taxes on time, online payments, county confirmations, receipts saved without thinking much of it. The land was quiet, untouched, waiting. I always imagined building something small there one day, or maybe nothing at all, just space. Then one August morning, I finally drove back. I expected dirt roads, pine trees, and silence. Instead, I saw pavement, curbs, streetlights, a stone entrance sign with a polished neighborhood name carved into it. Beyond that sign were rows of houses, fresh paint, identical roofs, cars in driveways, kids riding scooters, people unloading furniture into homes that didn't exist the last time I'd been there. I pulled over and checked my GPS. Same coordinates, same parcel number. My land. 96 houses stood where my forest used to be. I sat there longer than I should have, trying to convince myself I was wrong. Maybe the sign was misleading. Maybe this was neighboring land. But it wasn't. I drove closer, and a security guard stepped in front of my truck and told me residents only. When I said I owned the property, he laughed. That laugh told me everything. Minutes later, the HOA president arrived. Luxury SUV, perfect posture, a calm, confident smile. The kind of smile that assumes power without needing to explain it. She looked at my work boots and casual jacket and made a decision about me in seconds. She said the land was abandoned, that adverse possession made it legally theirs, that permits were approved, lawyers involved, homes sold, families were already moving in. She spoke like she was reading from a script written by people who never expected to be questioned. When I mentioned property taxes, her smile tightened. She said her attorney confirmed my claim was meaningless. She warned me about trespassing, about harassment charges, about how expensive court could get for someone like me. Then she took a photo of my license plate. That wasn't fear, that was intimidation. She believed the story was already over. I drove home shaking, not because I was scared, but because I finally understood what this was. Not a mistake, not confusion, a gamble, one they thought I wouldn't challenge. The next day, I didn't go back to the land. I went to a lawyer. I laid everything out, the land, the houses, the HOA. She listened without interrupting, and then asked one question. Did you pay property taxes? I slid the receipts across the desk. Her expression changed immediately. Adverse possession doesn't work if the legal owner keeps paying taxes. Not here, not anywhere that matters. Their entire claim collapsed on that fact alone. I expected her to tell me to shut construction down immediately, file an injunction, freeze everything. Instead, she leaned back and said something I didn't expect. Let them finish. If I stopped construction, innocent homeowners would get dragged into years of lawsuits, banks, insurers, endless chaos. But if I waited, the HOA wouldn't just be wrong, they'd be guilty of fraud. They'd be selling homes they never legally owned. That changed everything. So I waited. I drove past the site regularly, always from public roads. I documented everything: foundations, framing, roofing, landscaping, pools being installed, families moving in. Every visit tested my patience. Watching people build lives on stolen land wasn't easy, but silence wasn't weakness. It was strategy. The HOA sent letters. Their lawyer offered a small settlement if I signed away my rights. I didn't respond. They thought I was bluffing, that I couldn't afford a real fight. Construction finished. 96 completed homes, sold, occupied, profited. And with every closing, they dug deeper. They didn't just trespass, they committed documented fraud. Court day came quietly. The HOA's lawyers walked in confident, armed with arguments about abandonment and community stability. They spoke like the facts were already on their side. Then my lawyer stood. She placed one document on the judge's desk, the original deed. Clean title, properly recorded, an unbroken chain of ownership going back decades, along with years of tax payments proving continuous control. The judge didn't need long. One question cut through the room. Did the plaintiff pay property taxes during this time? Yes. Everything changed. The HOA's argument collapsed instantly. Adverse possession failed. Permits meant nothing. The judge ruled that the land and everything built on it belonged to me. All 96 homes. The HOA president went pale. Their attorneys asked for a recess, denied. What they thought was authority turned out to be evidence against them. They had built, marketed, and sold homes they never legally owned. Paper beat power. The HOA dissolved within weeks. The development company folded. Fraud investigations followed. Lawyers disappeared. But I didn't evict the families. They were victims too. The court ordered restitution through insurers and lenders. Homeowners kept their homes, legally and securely. The people who caused the damage paid for it. I got my land back, not by shouting, not by threatening, but by waiting and keeping records. Arrogance builds fast. Paper lasts forever. If you've ever dealt with an HOA nightmare or someone who thought money made them untouchable, you already know the lesson. Always keep your receipts.